live.
Oh my
live.
God.
We're here.
Oh my
See the
God.
guitars.
Watch.
Okay, so we work in a guitar store
Yes, true.
every day. We don't ever leave really. It's fun unless we're going to go do guitar things. But we've worked at other guitar places. We've been in factories, all sorts of things. But we wanted to talk about the 10 that we came up with worst guitar sales pitch lines that we've heard at guitar stores and guitar salespeople. Some of us might even come out of our own mouths and we're like, let me slap ourselves. And we're like, oh,
That's true.
Jesus.
We've been guilty of some of these. Not on purpose, but then you're like, oh, God, that's not
when you're
true.
just talking, you might have had a long day and you might have said some dumb shit. And,
Or you believe some dumb shit.
Yeah, I do believe some dumb shit.
I have believed
do.
/ do believe some dumb shit, yeah.
Like tone is in the fingers. It's not.
Stupid.
It's in how much money you spend on your gear.
Absolutely.
That
Always.
could be one, which is sort of one of those in there. Let's just get into it. Oh, click like, subscribe.
Hit the bell.
Thanks for joining us. Oh, yeah, and if you like this stuff, just keep coming back. We love seeing you.
You could even subscribe.
There's a subscription thing.
Get your members only content.
Weird. Let's go, though. Number 1. Take it away.
This will make you play better. You'll be a better player.
No, so this one's a tricky one because there is some truth to it sometimes.
Sometimes.
But a lot of the times it's used improperly. I don't know what this hand thing was. It just I felt like I was channeling Colin Farrell.
Yeah.
I really like him right now. The Banshees of, and I can't even say the last word. That movie's great. But no, but it's sometimes you'll see a guitar salesperson just like if hey, and I've seen people come in like, well, if I buy this guitar, will I get better? I'm like, of course not. You have to practice.
Well,
but
the thing about it, right, is sometimes buying a new piece of gear does make you practice. It makes you excited. So you do play / get better.
or just if the gear is more playable. That's the thing, is like, and then oftentimes we can set up the guitar to where it will play fantastically. You don't need to get a new guitar.
Right.
If you have any people come in and like, I just bought this Martin, but I really like the way Taylor's play better. I'm like, bring the Martin in. I bet we can fix it. Because Martins are awesome.
Which we can, but yeah. But no, when it's like you need to buy this thing that's out of your budget that you can't really afford. That's the only thing that's going to make you play better. Yeah, no. That's dumb.
Number 2. This is a funny one because it's very brand specific because we hear it a lot because it's the most copied brand in the universe for electric guitars. This guitar pretty much is a Fender. It's actually better than a Fender at less price.
This is more a Fender than a Fender is.
We hear that a lot from folks that don't carry Fenders.
Weird.
Because carrying Fender is not easy. I love Fender. They're one of my favorite weird, evil stepmothers. But they're across the bear for a lot of folks too. Like it's not like, oh, I just want to have Fender. Cool.
Especially in the beginning, right?
Here's your Fender. Blah.
Right. All your Fender.
All at once.
Fender, yeah.
Did you say you had $100,000 in the bank just ready to spend? Here's your Fender. So it's tricky being a Fender dealer. But there is only one. There can be only one. That's a Highlander reference.
The quickening's among us.
But Fenders are Fenders. Like a Fender American Pro is probably like the best like bare guitar you can get. And I'm not even saying bare minimum. Like just like barometer of great guitar and like in a reasonable price. They're not cheap. Like $1,700 almost now, I think.
And we're not even saying those other guitars aren't good. But they're not a Fender.
But it's not a Fender.
Yeah.
And even like when you buy a guitar that's like, well, it's got split coils, it's 2 humbuckers, like PRS in particular. They don't say this. People selling PRSs try to say this. It's got those Fender tones. It doesn't sound like a Fender at all. No. It sounds like some weird sort of art neo sort of rock metal single coil sound. It's different.
Which could be great. Maybe that's exactly what you want.
That private stock Vela still haunts me that my friend up in Virginia got. The tones of that guitar. It wasn't Fender. It wasn't PRS. It was something unearthly. That's number 2. Number 3.
This actually spawned the video, by the way. We heard this. It's amazing.
Oh, yeah, because
it's amazing.
I was working with the customer, so I guess I should say this one. Right?
Yes, you should.
So we had a customer, and he said he bought, I think he bought the guitar at Guitar Center. I'm sorry. But he's like, I hate the guitar I got. And I was like, what did you get? He's like, I got an Ovation. I'm like, why'd you get an Ovation? He's like, well, I'm missing a finger. And the guitar salesperson said, this is a good guitar if you're missing a finger. And so that bullshit right there, just
guitars for 9-fingered people. Ovation. I mean, can you imagine if that was like the sales like commercial?
He was missing his index finger on his left hand, and I was like, man, that's funny. So first off, that's complete crap. But secondly, it just slides off your lap all the time too, and you have less of a grip to hold the guitar when it's sliding off. So
So you need extra fingers.
I was flummoxed by that. I thought it was hilarious.
You're gonna want that rounded back when you're missing.
I know it's a niche one, but if you're missing a finger, Ovation's probably not the go-to. Yeah, and like we talked about, like, if you are missing a finger, there's a certain nut width that might be better or worse. Like I wasn't sure, but he was like, I want something narrow. I'm like, let's try some narrow, and let's try a 1 3/4, let's try 11/16, let's try a 7/8. Sort of seeing, like, it turned out like that 3 1/4 was just right.
Okay.
But Taylor is sort of more fit him.
Yeah.
Because it is an easier playing guitar
Right.
typically.
Makes sense.
Okay, number 3 is done. Number 4, this is yours.
Celebrity endorsements. So and so plays this guitar. You want to sound this way, you got to play this thing.
If you want to sound like John Mayer, you got to get a Silver Sky. Even though most of what he recorded and you love is on a Fender Stratocaster, but you definitely have to get the Silver Sky. Or Keith Urban has a guitar company.
Yeah. Which is kind of weird. I mean, obviously
Well,
that is aimed at beginners. You know,
you buy those in Walmart. Now, don't get me wrong.
Don't fall for that, but
Esteban's a different thing. If you want a great guitar, I love Esteban's guitars.
no one better be out there slandering the name Esteban.
If you slander Esteban,
By God.
we've got Esteban's back.
That's right.
I not
We're
only
here
think
for
his
it.
guitars are good, I think he's a great player. I think his style is fantastic. I love what he created in, like, the guitar selling universe and the guitar playing universe. He got people excited to play guitars. Infomercials. InfoWars be damned. He wins. Number 5, we've used this one before, and Sweetwater uses it like a champ.
Sometimes they get me with it. We got financing.
You don't have enough money for the guitar? Don't worry about it. We got you.
Paid off over 48 months. It's cool.
We have some customers that we've actually had to stop.
Yes.
Like, we've had to put them on, like, be like, listen, you've got 13 guitars you're paying off right now.
Yeah.
You need, and I know you're with Synchrony or you're with a firm. It's like, oh, it's great though. I just have to pay, like, it's $18 a month for this one and $5 a month, but you're paying it on 13 of them. But I just love them.
Yeah.
Stop buying guitars.
Right.
Just stop. If you have to finance all of your things, don't buy
Had
it
to be the
anymore.
what's the reason? I mean, I understand it on the thing.
I financed before,
and there are times when I'm like, oh yeah, I need this thing, and okay, no interest. But it's like on. I try to be responsible about it if I'm going to do it.
Number 6 is the Miracle on 34th Street one. Jonathan, take it away.
Wait a minute. Did we skip one? You do it.
No. So number 6 is you only need this $200 guitar. It does everything this $5,000 guitar does.
Yeah.
Or you got to get this $5,000 guitar.
That's
you don't
right.
need that $200 guitar. It doesn't do anything. Shops will often sell just what they have, right? That's the nature of what we're all in business, to sell what we have. But we're idiots.
That's true.
We are bad business people a lot of times. I send people to other guitar shops daily, every day. You call us and you want this Gibson we can't get, I'm sending it to Wildwood. I'm sending it to Chuck Levins. I'm sending, if you want a Gibson acoustic, I send you up. I'm wearing a shirt right now to Music Villa. Not only is it a great shop, you have to go there. If you're in Bozeman, you have to go. It's like a pilgrimage. Their Instagram is really popping off right now too. They're doing some funny stuff. I watch every one of their videos. When the guy does a skit, it's great. Paul is gorgeous, the owner. He always combs his hair so immaculate. And he tried to comb my hair once when we were at a meeting, and the brush got stuck in my hair.
I was going to say,
and then we
just can't happen. No.
So we just jumped in the swimming pool together and had a Mai Tai. That's what we do at Fender meetings. But that's a thing, though. It's like,
It absolutely is a thing. I mean, because if you go in a shop that has primary low end stuff, nothing wrong with that. But if you want something nice, they're going to tell you why having a nice guitar is dumb. If you go in a shop that only sells high end stuff, and you're like, oh, I only wanted a $200 guitar, they're going to tell you sometime. I'm not saying everywhere, but oftentimes they'll tell you why that's dumb.
no, and I've often worked with people in the beginning world, like when they're sort of on the fence between classic vibe and affinity. I'm like, it just doesn't make sense to go classic vibe sometimes. I know it's a better guitar.
Yeah.
But like, you're just starting, like, you're not in your, at a certain point, you might not have, it's a stretch to get that. I'm like, let's get an amp too. Let's say you got $500,
right.
You got to get an amp. Let's just save on that. And some of the affinities, if it's set up well and the fretwork has been done,
really good.
yeah, you just check the frets. Don't just buy it online cold.
Sometimes we don't have a certain thing. I tell people, hey, don't get this thing. Like, it sounds like you want a Spark amp. Here's where you go buy one.
We send so many people get Spark amps because I want to get like this, and this. I don't like pedals. I'm like, but I want the sound of Spark.
We do that with pedals all the time.
Or the freaking Fender GTX series is so good. It is
good.
It's better sounding than the Spark.
Yeah, it just doesn't do some of the things. No, but absolutely,
the Spark is really fun though.
Yeah.
And the Fender can be kind of confusing with his with its interface. The Spark is really easy.
Yeah.
But the Fender does sound better. So it's like it's...
All true things.
Number 7, Swiss Army knife time.
Oh, this will give you every tone you ever needed. It's the last thing you'll ever need. It does everything.
We sort of plicked on that a little bit with like the whole like PRS idea and like, you know, oh, this will give you like your Fender tones and like your Gibson, it's got push pulls, and this Gibson has the push pulls, and this Fender has the H humbuckers. It'll give you the Les Paul sound.
Nah.
It doesn't. A Fender gives you a Fender sound, maybe with a humbucker attached, but it doesn't give you that Gibson Les Paul sound.
You've got a Line 6 Variax.
God bless. Never mind. Point taken.
Argument sunk.
I digress.
Bam, boom, mic drop.
I sunk your battleship. Or you sunk my battleship. You wouldn't know yet. There's the museum in Virginia with the battleship. They have a life-size sort of battleship game you can play where like the battleship pieces are this big.
Holy crap.
It's one of my favorite museums I've been to.
Okay, all right.
And then going to the battleship's great. And then this should give you, if you're ever thinking about joining the Navy, you should be like, I don't want to join the Navy anymore after seeing where I have to sleep.
Yeah.
But they have a donut shop in the battleship.
No.
Like where somebody's job was to make donuts all day. You could get all the donuts you wanted.
Okay.
Which seems like maybe a reason to join me.
That's interesting.
Anyway, let's keep moving. 8.
Buy this Mitchell.
That's it. It's a Mitchell guitar. Don't buy it.
Number 9. Moving right on.
This modeling amp does everything and more than that silly and pesky tube amp can do. This one, I feel like we have to say, right? Like if you're a beginner, there's plenty of times when we do say this, like, hey, go figure out what you like. Here's an amp. You know, you don't need to spend $1,000 on this tube amp thing over here. But if you come in and you're like, I'm ready to gig and I want a tube amp, and they talk you into not a tube amp. No, it's tricky. Like the tube amp, to tube or not to tube. Like that's a whole other like conversation, I feel like. But there's a point where you just gotta be ready to spend that money a bit more. You want to get a decent tube amp. You know, spend a fortune. Don't kill it. First amp's gonna be a 2-rock. I'm gonna jump right into a magnetone. Like you don't necessarily have to do that.
No.
That's a little bit crazy. It's awesome. It's kind of like your first.
Yeah, that's what you want to do.
I mean, your first car's an AMG. You know, BMW, like a Mercedes or whatever, or the what is that? The one? There's one I can't remember. The 5 Series. They're so fast. I had to drive one. I can't remember what it was, but it was really, really fast. It was much faster than my car. I was like, "Can I floor this?" And they're like, "Yeah, sure." I'm like, "Oh, that's what that feels like." But no, modeling amps are wonderful. They have a place in your purchase timeline. And,
They absolutely do.
And if you have the best of them, they're great too. Still don't do what a tube amp does.
And you know, modeling amps, modeling things, the stuff. I don't know.
And I think we saved 10 for last because it's sort of funny because we work within this world quite a bit. Ooh. Go ahead and say it.
Boutique is better. You got to have this boutique thing.
Because it's better than those silly manufacturers that have been doing this for 70 years.
Handmade.
It's not always better. It's not always what you're looking for.
Sometimes it is,
and that's what's mainly on my playlist right now. I'm playing boutique guitars more so than my Fenders at the moment.
I never thought I'd see the.
But
day.
don't worry, they're getting ready to switch back because I miss my Fenders up there in my house.
Yeah.
I was looking at my rack. I was like, I need a Fender Strat right now. Why is this not in a rack? But I have to rotate. I make myself do that because I'm so disciplined.
Just like in every other area of life.
Yes.
It just carries over.
No, but we think it's funny. Like if like someone's like, well, this was built by hand only, and like, well, so are most of those other ones. Like, there's a lot of handwork done on a major production piece that you don't realize most likely.
Especially when you get into like the standard American made stuff.
Here, we're not even going to the custom shop world. We're just talking like Ventera, American Performer, American Pro 2, and whatever new shenanigans they're going to come up with in about 2 weeks that I'm going to see. Man, I'm pretty excited. Maybe a week. I don't even by the time
you see this.
Yeah, who knows? You could be watching this after I've been to Fender and I've signed all the NDAs of what I'm
in the year 2057.
You know, gotta be weird.
Imagine
watching this. There won't be no YouTube in 2057. Well, I'll be dead like next year.
Maybe.
But no. So that's some school for thought. We definitely need your help here. Give us the dumbest stuff you've heard a guitar salesperson say, and especially if it's been from one of our little idiot mouths. We're pretty good about it though.
If you want to leave that off, it's fine.
No, you can, especially if it's from him. No, but we're pretty good because like we are. We really are about the joy of the guitar more than anything. And if you buy a guitar from us, awesome. If you buy it from somewhere else, great. We just want you to play guitar, have fun with guitar, and share that love with other people.
Yeah.
And
true.
that's the end result and the end goal of why we do this. It's fun. We'd hang out, meet new friends.
This whole list is why you need like a relationship with, it doesn't have to be us, but some sort of shop, some people, because almost everything on here could be true sometimes. Or it could be the biggest load of bullshit you ever heard.
And I'm okay too. Like, this is weird. I encourage people to have relationships with multiple shops.
You should. I mean, I think that's the best case, right?
And you don't have to feel like you're being disloyal if you buy a guitar from. I mean, you are if you buy from other than us. Obviously, you're a cheater and you should die. But
I mean, I even saw in Guitar Center in Nashville, people would have those relationships with the different sales guys. You know what I mean? Like even within some of the big spots stuff, you can. I have a relationship with my Sweetwater guy
that's a little bit too much information, Jonathan. You're married.
Listen,
get a little nervous. I saw his legs shaking. I can tell. He's like,
my leg always shakes.
Like little Granny's donuts, like Sugar Rush.
Christy has a relationship with Nick as well.
Gross.
My Sweetwater. We're all like a little happy family. Is that what it is?
It's a desexualized throuple. Anyway, on that note, thanks for joining us again. Like, subscribe.
Hit the bell.
See you guys soon.
Yes.